I thought, you know, hey, it's Gacha space. I know Hoyo is in a spot, and he's been in a spot for a while. It's not everybody's favorite corporation, and I can understand why. But yeah, we're looking at gaming on phone here. Here we have a little bit of news. Again, this is coming off the back of, like, this is going back months now that I spoke about that potentially there's 5 games in the works or in that stage of pre-development for Hoyo. And we know one is definitely in development because we saw gameplay of it that was leaked going back, like, man, I want to say it's probably getting on towards a year now. And it was the Animal Crossing kind of looking game, the life sim sort of game. Not my kind of bag, but I'll check it out. So that'll be interesting to see. And they were working on a bunch of other games as well. And one of them was potentially a Honkai IP that was supposed to have come out apparently before Genshin actually came out, but it never happened. And it was going to be an open world third or first person shooter. I don't know if this is that game, if I'm honest. I don't know if this is that game. But let's have a look into this then. So HoYoverse opens recruitment for a new Honkai IP game with urban fantasy and auto battles. So the fact that it's got auto battles is making me think it's not a third person or first person shooter, or if this is just a component. You know, it's got an actual action phase of the game, but it's got auto battling as well. Not too sure. Or it's going to be fully in the guise of something like Honkai, or I don't know. I'm thinking, you know, insert auto battler here, whether it's something like Tower of God or the myriad of other kind of games that are there. But interesting the fact that auto battles is mentioned there. And obviously we've got a star rail pick here. Let's go down and see what they've got to say then. So, story highlights. HoYoverse is actively hiring for a new Honkai IP game, an urban fantasy Chinese RPG. Development is being done in Unity with multiple positions open. So they're sticking with Unity still. I think they've got, you know, don't they have a version of Unity, like a modded version of Unity, which was quote unquote the Genshin engine or something like that? So let's have a look at this then. No details on the name or release window have been officially announced yet. I would imagine we're a long way away if they're only recruiting at the moment. Then again, with how bad Star Rail's been recently, I feel like they've took a bunch of people off that already. HoYoverse is ramping up recruitment for its new Honkai IP game, and the latest job listings offer a clearer glimpse into what's in store. This mysterious project, which first appeared in recruitment ads last year, seems to be an urban fantasy Chinese RPG featuring spirit companions, auto chess battles, and exploration. So, okay then. So it might be the game that I was talking about, because that did mention that it was going to be either open world or semi-open world, but it was going to be set on a planet, and the entirety of the planet was going to be something that you could explore. In what guise, I don't know. But spirit companions and auto chess battles. So does that mean it's going to be, you know, semi-open world or open world, and then you get into turn-based combat, kind of sort, like, I guess, like Re-Memento, something like that, where you can actually explore around, but when you get into combat, you're going into turn-based combat, or this is just, like I say, a separate, smaller component of the game. And spirit companions, okay. The game allows you to collect and train destined spirits, which can fly, glide, and surf, so we're doing a bit of Pokemon then. Alright. From what I've understood from the translations and details shared in English, the job postings describe a game where you can explore a peaceful seaside town. One can collect destined spirits to fort. Okay, I think I know which one this one is now. We did see some images where people were alluding it to be that game, and I think it might be that one. I did a video on it like ages ago now. Destined spirits to form a team and engage in battles. Multiple positions are open as I write, so I guess then we are like doing the Pokemon side of things. Then yeah, we're going to be like a Pokemon master or a spirit master, and we're going to be sending them out to fight in like a I guess like a strategy turn-based kind of game, I guess maybe. Right, let's have a little bit more. These spirits can be trained and evolved, unlocking abilities to fly, glide, and surf while uncovering hidden secrets. Interestingly, they're being referenced as Pokemon-like. Well, okay, come on. You know, they'd have to be blind to not admit that. Development details include the game being worked with Unity, with positions open for game system development, rendering, animation, level design, and more. Well, hopefully on the animation side, then they definitely don't take over the guys from Star Rail, otherwise we are cooked. Chat, we're cooked. Hoyo MMO, damn, maybe, because there was this talk of there potentially being a Hoyo MMO for quite a while back, actually. Apparently, I think, when you think about it, it's kind of the evolution of something like Genshin, because games like Genshin and Wuthering Waves, to me, are kind of like single-player MMOs in a sense. They're not quite, but they take a lot of those elements, so I feel like people who do enjoy MMOs would get something out of games like WoW and Genshin and that sort of stuff. So in a sense, it kind of makes sense to like the next step to be something like Tower of Fantasy, but just better. If that is what this is going to be anyway, and maybe, you know, with like co-op, PvP, all that sort of stuff as well. You know, worlds that are you're involved with other people, they're there live. If you remember, an earlier recruitment image from last year hinted at a modern city setting, and it looks like it was the same as the recent one. The recruitment was open for mission designer as part of the Honkai IP pre-research. So yeah, this is the one that I remember looking at, the pre-research. There was like 5 games in total, and the Honkai IP was one of them as well. Honkai IP has become very strong for HoYoverse, as the franchise has already seen 4 releases with the big names Honkai Impact 3rd, Honkai Star Rail. With a new game on the way, it's clear that the lore will only continue to expand, which seems to be the current plan. As a franchise has already... Oh, they mean they don't... Okay, not 4 Honkai games. Okay. It seems to be the current plan. Okay. We've got an Impact 3rd there. Details about what the name of the game would be, the release span, and other details are still unknown, with HoYoverse actively hiring this Honkai IP game. Project is still in its early stages, so it's expected to take more time before we get official news. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. If we're in the phase of recruitment, it's going to be a hot minute. I did see there was an image now. I'll try and find it if I can, and I'll pop it up after if I can find it somewhere. But it was shown off at like a game show in China, I think, or it might not have even been a game show. It might have been like for Apple or Nvidia or something like that. You know, when they show off stuff at these like hardware shows. And I think this might have even before Genshin dropped, actually, and it was talking about a Honkai game that was going to be something like that. Well, I'm pretty sure there was mentions of a first person or third person shooter. But yeah, then obviously that disappeared and Genshin came out, and I guess Genshin started making that much money. They were like, yeah, whatever, we don't care about that anymore. Now maybe it's come back up to the surface again, because obviously, you know, where we are in Genshin's lifespan, it makes sense to be ready for when the game comes to a close, that they've got a new game ready to take its place, really, when you think about it, doesn't it? You know, one thing you can say about Hoyo, they know how to make money, and if they're smart, they'll have a spiritual successor or a follow-up game to follow on from Genshin when it inevitably, you know, it falls off the face of the earth. EOS is whatever you want to say, or it just doesn't become that cash cow for them anymore. So it'll be interesting to see. I will keep you guys updated on this. I will have a look around later as well, see if I can find out any more about this. But interesting, I guess, if you're in the gacha space, cool to see. It's expected. You know, if you thought that Hoyo weren't making another game, I think you were crazy. So it's not surprising, but interesting nonetheless. And it's interesting to see chess-like auto battling. I wonder how that'll go down with the Genshin community. You know, the lack of action might be a problem for some people. Oh, I guess we'll see if they cook. Yeah, I'm interested.